Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Optimus Prime finally has his own, not just, limited series out, but an actual full blown monthly comic out. Problem is, it starts off on not such a great first issue. One of the issues that I have with IDW publishing this comic is that they're kind of taking on a little bit too much at a time. There are multiple Transformers comics out. They just released two brand new Transformers comics this month, this being only one of them. Plus, they've already got another Revolutions comic coming out, which is a major crossover with Mask and G.I. Joe and ROM. Too many. There's actually a bit too much going on. And some actually cross over and some don't. This is one of the ones that don't. This one's got its own problems in the sense that we're dealing with 1,000 or 10,000 years in the past, 4 million years in the past, and today, but different times of today. And the entire first 10, 15 pages practically of the comic was not all in Spanish, but the dialogue was pretty much all in Spanish. Now, I actually speak some fairly decent Spanish, but not enough to actually understand what's going on here. So even a novice, Spanish speaker, I had a hard time reading this, and I can honestly imagine the people who aren't even capable of understanding the difference between adios and, hasta luego. So seeing this with so much Spanish in it, and I'm okay with Spanish, but no translation at the bottom. You quite literally just decided that this comic isn't actually for anyone. Look, if you made the entire comic book in Spanish, boom, you just opened up to a whole new audience. Good job, it's about time. But when you make a lot of this in Spanish, ain't nobody going out, right? I mean, come on, look, right now I'm living in the greater Toronto area. I could go out and find some, actually, I've got somebody who lives right next door to me who could translate this for me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to go over and ask them, hey, here's my Transformer comic. Could you translate this for me? So I'm just not going to do that. But there are also people who live in places like Arkansas, Alabama, Kansas, who just don't have that many Spanish-speaking individuals around them. And they're not just going to go and start Google translating. Like, if it's one or two sentences, sure. But we're talking about, like I said, about 15 pages worth of this. So this isn't for English speakers. This isn't for Spanish speakers. It's for someone who's bilingual in both. And that's great. I've got friends who are perfectly bilingual in, these two specific languages that we're dealing with. But come on, man. Like, you really just limited your target audience in a big way. I love that they got something going on in Mexico City. Hey, man, Spider-Man Annual just had something going on in Mexico City 2 weeks ago. And it was a very good issue, a very fun issue. And their translations, when they wrote things in Spanish. Get on the train, guys. Get on the Astro train. This was a fail. This was a fail. I'm not giving this comic an F because there was a lot of good history going on, but they're also changing so much. Look, they had a really cool design on there, right? That you are being deceived with the Decepticon symbol on it written in purple paint. That was nice. That was a great drawback. If you guys remember Transformers issue number 5, back when Marvel Comics was writing this comic, right on the front cover, it looked like Shockwave was the one who wrote it on the walls in purple paint. The Transformers are all dead. Excuse me, the Autobots are all dead. That was such an amazing cover. I mean, I love, certain distinct covers all across comic book industry, but that was one of my favorite ones. Easily my favorite Transformers cover. And they replicated it here. What a great throwback. Excellent job, guys. The Spanish thing. It wouldn't kill you to put a translation on the bottom. More than that, it was very convoluted, too much bouncing around. They did have a couple of the old guys in it, they had a couple of new guys, but they also changed things that just didn't need to be changed. They had it so that Orion Pax was a tough cop back in the day, and he didn't believe in the leadership matrix. And the matrix that he carries is actually a forgery. It's not even the original leadership matrix. And he's not even really a prime. No, he's just called a prime. There were only 13 primes, and that's it. We're finished there. So he's not even a real Prime. And just, okay, there's a bit too much going on and a bit too much with the whole concept of, yeah, guess what, guys? Everything that you thought you knew about the Transformers, not only is it not true, but it's actually worse than you thought. That the cake is a lie. And believe me, what we're going to give you instead are mud pies at best. I'm not happy with this at all. Guys, I'm giving this a D-. I'm very, very disappointed in what should have been a great comic that made me celebrate. Yay, Optimus Prime is coming. Nope, sorry guys. Not happy with this. Anyway, guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.